Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I do appreciate you all being here today. Sorry for the slight delay in the show starting here today. It was an interesting start here. Apparently, we had a power blip last night. And when the power blips, things just go. My computer's fine, but the peripherals like the camera and the microphone, I have to go reset all that stuff up. So I think I'm gonna invest in a backup battery. Anyways, sorry about the delay. Do me a favor, if you are new to the show, hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell so you get the notifications when I go live. As I do a live show every single day, or try to. Yesterday was not; it was a restream, simply because I had a responsibility for work, a meeting that was literally all day long. So unfortunately, that is where that went. Anyways, yeah, if you are new to the channel, I do also have a Patreon show that is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It is linked in the description of the video. I have fun with those ones where I take the gloves off. I'm going to slightly take the gloves off a little bit in the show here, but as the rest of the day plays out, I will also be ready to maybe do another one for the Patreon. So, speaking of the Patreon, and I know I didn't do one yesterday, and I'm gonna have to say it again here today. I have to. Whatever. There's no Patreon this afternoon, because we have a swim meet for the kiddos. So it's their last final major one. There's gonna be some championship ones, but those are for sure going to be, I think, a little bit on a different days and whatnot. So no Patreon today, simply because I will not be available for that. So do bear with me. But I kind of take the gloves off a little bit in the show. I'm going to be very careful. It's the good old algorithms. Love that. So today we're going to take a look at what's been going on in the Supreme Court recently. What are they doing? How does it tie into our friend, our 17-year-old friend, or our friend, the 17th friend? Yeah, let's call it the 17th friend. And get into some of the things that are kind of tied into some of the things around the Supreme Court, what's going on with that. There's been some breaking news. I'm still trying to figure out some publications that are picking that up to bring it up on the screen for everybody, but I haven't been able to, so I'm just going to kind of read some things out to you guys that are coming down the pipe. Some of you have already seen that, and I'll put that out there in just a moment. Do me a favor, there's a live chat running. Pop in there and at least say hey. I'd love to see who's watching, and because at the end of the show I like to go through and say hey to everybody else. Also, do me a favor, if you'd like, we'll treat that as a Q&A time. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you want to call it, throw them in there and I'll try to address them as I am able to. But stick around to the end of the show for that one. That's kind of what we do towards the end of the show there. So let's jump into the show, except before I do that, I'm going to play a quick little video. So let's see if I can get this right. And then we'll kind of run into it from there.
This case get handed down by the Supreme Court today. And this is an incredibly important case. In fact, I suggest it might be more important than Roe v. Wade getting overturned. I say that because it will reorder the way America operates currently. What do I mean by that? Well, since the 1930s, since the New Deal from Franklin Roosevelt, agencies have stepped in. The EPA, the Department of Agriculture, the FEC, the FCC, a host of others have been given the power to dictate to you and I what the laws of the land are. Not our elected members of Congress, but unelected bureaucrats. It's called the Chevron Doctrine, okay? It's called the Chevron Doctrine, which means when Congress creates an agency like the EPA, which Congress didn't create, by the way, it was created by an executive order, but let's say it's the Environmental Protection Agency or the Drug Enforcement Administration or the Federal Communications Commission, any of those, Congress can pass off to them rulemaking, which is lawmaking, and the penalties and everything that go with it. It's the Chevron Doctrine. If there's a law that is silent, then judges should defer to this governmental agency to make rules and regulations. At issue here is the Clean Power Act. The Clean Power Act, that's what was questioned by West Virginia, because the EPA had come along and put into place the Clean Power Plan. It was put into place by President Barack Obama, but then all the power, all the regulatory power was given to the EPA. And so the EPA can come along and make all of these rules. Basically, they reorder our entire grid. They can dictate to power companies, this is what you're allowed to do. You can do this, you can't do that, but it can reach even farther to smart meters on your home, for example. You see, when the government gives that much power to unelected bureaucrats, it doesn't just stop at the power station. Now it goes all the way to the socket in your home.
Crazy stuff, huh? So interestingly enough, I'm going to flip over to this real quick. We're going to do the show a little bit differently today. Supreme Court limits EPA's authority to regulate power plants' greenhouse gas emissions. Anyone in here besides me drive a diesel truck? You know that whole problem we were having with the blue death for the diesel exhaust fuel? Where you couldn't really pick it up anywhere or anything like that. Well, guess what? The Supreme Court effectively just neutered the EPA, and they can no longer regulate the greenhouse gases or carbon emissions. Do we have to go do emissions testing anymore? Interesting question for sure. You know what I mean? If they can't regulate it, do we have to be required anymore to get an emissions test, to pay our birthday taxes? Yeah. Or for us who run diesels, do we have to can we delete our trucks now? Can we go take it to a shop and get the truck deleted or the car deleted so that we don't have to worry about dealing with the diesel particulate filter, or the diesel exhaust fuel, that kind of stuff? What about power plants? What about coal? What about nuclear? What about, I don't know, all this green energy? It makes sense for an off-grid type of environment where like a single house is running by itself, but trying to provide on-grid solutions via an alternative energy doesn't really work. I've been looking a lot into different types of energy for a lot of different reasons recently. And I am not going to divulge what those are because I am under NDA with those. But just to kind of put it into perspective, there's a lot of different things that energy-wise that we have available to us that we're not even using. Did you guys and gals know that China's coming into the U.S. and buying hydroelectric power to mine with? Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that. A lot of people did not realize that. It's a pretty interesting stuff. Supreme Court on Thursday, today, limited the power of the Environmental Protection Agency to regulate greenhouse gases emissions from power plants, delivering a significant blow to the Biden administration's efforts to fight climate change. Climate change. Did you guys know, who, show of hands in the chat if you don't mind, who, show of hands, knows what a grand solar minimum is? If you don't know, go look up Cliff High. He does talk about it in some pretty significant detail. But I will not do it justice like he does, but I'll give you a little bit of a synopsis here. Basically, the Earth heats up via solar flares from the sun. And historically speaking, and this is not realistically in any of our history books or our science books, I've taken some meteorology courses and stuff like that. I had to come up with a second science in college, which is so stupid that I even finished that. Anyways, one of the second science that I did was meteorology. So I actually took a meteorology course. Never once did we talk about solar flares being a problem, or that it was even heating up the Earth, or it was part of the Earth staying warm. When a grand solar minimum happens, historically speaking, you can't realistically find it too much, but you can go back, 100, 200, 300 years, and you will find places in Europe that in the middle of summer, snow was on the ground. We're coming into what is going to be classified as a mini mini ice age, only realistically speaking, where the temperatures are going to significantly drop. The globe isn't warming, folks. It's cooling. If you haven't been outside recently in the northern hemisphere, and if you haven't noticed that the sun, it pierces your clothing. I'm Italian lineage, so I get darker skin whenever I'm in the sun, really, really quick, very, very easily, without burning usually. I've been burning, really, really, really weird. If I wear at all a thinner or lighter shirt, I will get a suntan through the shirt. The sun is piercing. It's really, the magnetic spheres are changing, and yet they're wanting to say climate change is heating the earth, that you and me and farts that the cows make and everything else is heating the earth. The breath that it's all carbon. They're freaked out about carbon. They must not have done school, or that, or they did the government indoctrination camps, or I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what you would call it, but maybe they didn't get the picture that we are, the majority of our bodies is carbon. Yeah, most of the earth is made of carbon molecules. It's kind of important stuff. It's important for our ozone. It's important. Anyways, so many signs. I can get really deep in the weeds if I'm not careful. So, like I said, I got to be careful. I'm going to take the gloves off a little bit here because I'm not going to have the... I'm not going to be able to do the Patreon show this afternoon. So bear with me on that one, folks. Anyhow, the court was divided again, just like they were with Roe versus Wade. The court divided 6-3 along ideological lines in finding that Congress, through the Clean Air Act, did not grant the EPA the authority to adopt its own regulatory scheme to cap carbon dioxide emissions from power plants and combat global warming. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the majority opinion, while the court's 3-member liberal bloc dissented. The decision is a victory for the group of Republican-led states and coal companies in their years-long bid to curtail the EPA's power to issue regulations intended to curb carbon emissions. We have bureaucratic, unelected regulatory bodies in our country: the SEC, the EPA, the IRS. Somebody put it down there, the FDA. There's multiple different, all these different regulatory bodies, whatever you want to call them. They the probably even put it out there and be very careful in saying this. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave some of those out there. They're federal agencies. FBI, the alphabet agencies. There we go. That one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Capping carbon dioxide emissions at the level that will force nationwide transition away from the use of coal to generate electricity may be a sensible solution for the crisis of the day, Robert wrote, but it's not plausible that Congress gave EPA the authority to adopt its own such a regulatory scheme in Section 111B. A decision of such magnitude and consequence rests with Congress itself, or an agency acting pursuant to a clear delegation from the representative body, which they were not. The EPA, if I'm not mistaken, was set up via a executive order. Very interesting, huh? So, we had Roe versus Wade. You had the gun control stuff. Now you have the EPA. And then, I can't pull this up on the screen, so I apologize. I can't find it here. Where is it? Breaking. The Supreme Court has agreed to take up an election integrity case involving the independent state legislature theory. The ruling could curtail the power of the state courts to say that the election rules set by the legislature are unconstitutional, such as what happened in Pennsylvania. Oh, you mean we might have a decision around 2020? Is that why the military has been guarding the Supreme Court justices and not the local law enforcement? Back to our 17th friend, y'all understand that if, in fact, the military is in control of certain things, they don't protect people like that. That's not their job. It's very, very interesting to me. I'm curious to see if, I don't know, we might have some interesting stuff come out around that in the not too far future. Something to think about. Realistically, folks, we might just get our Christmas in July like we've been waiting on. That account, y'all know who I'm talking about, became active again recently. Because they became active again recently, people are starting to pay attention again. So much FUD and crap is being thrown out there about all this stuff. It's interesting to me to see all these different things from all these different news organizations and all these people. The fear that you can sense in these people is actually comical. When people are afraid of the truth, that's where you're over the target, so to speak. You're over the target. More people are paying attention. More people are aware of what's going on. More people are actually looking into stuff instead of listening to whatever garbage they're being fed from the mainstream media. I'm not a big proponent of the social media platform TikTok. I do have an account. It's a trip for my show, right? I try to figure out how to use it and whatnot. But the algorithms on there, there's a lot of information there that it would normally get pulled offline. Maybe it's because it's short videos. I don't know. But the amount of information that is surfacing and being brought to light there and it's not being censored is very, very interesting. That app is still owned by a foreign country, and that foreign country still controls it. I'm kind of curious if they're trying to show the American people that America is not what it seems to be, that things like our Supreme Court and things like that are actually doing their jobs. It's really, really interesting to all of a sudden see the Supreme Court make these decisions and do these things. I don't know what's next. Frankly, I don't think you could look at what's on the docket, but they're not going to put any information out about the other stuff until it's the very last second. There's some things going on that we really need to be praying for their safety. We need to be praying that they're protected. And, evil always loses. Like I mentioned, I don't know if it was earlier this week, talking about a truly dark room. You flip a lighter on, and that light actually illuminates the whole room. It takes one person to stand up and do the right thing. Well, the Supreme Court's job is to not allow things like the EPA or like the FDA or whatever, these bodies, the SEC, that think that they can tell the people what to do and legislate and come up with the laws and the punishments for not obeying the laws that they said, even though it was never agreed upon, created by the legislature of our country, which is where it's supposed to be done, things like that. Yeah. Interesting things coming out. All the while this stuff is going on, we have crazy things happening in the markets. Speaking of, since I said we're going to be doing this a little bit different, we've got Bitcoin down today significantly, unfortunately. This is the week chart. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. What the crap? Where is my reset? There it is. Sorry. So it's down a good bit today, unfortunately. Let's go to the hour. Yeah, it's being hammered again. Do y'all know why? I think I figured out why. Y'all know that Three Arrows Capital is being liquidated or in the process of being liquidated? When is this stuff going to happen where people realize that these firms need to just get out of the freaking way? Just get out of the way. Get out of the way. They need to get out of the way. Dow's down, except it's gapping. When you see gaps like that in an index, it is in trouble. The NASDAQ, same thing. Same thing with the S&P 500. It's not pretty. Gold actually gapped, which is interesting. Those of you who are aware, you can, this is not financial advice, by the way, you can buy gold with US dollars to sell it for rubles and make a couple $100. You can get like $2,300 for rubles, and you can buy gold for like $1,800 there. Silver, stuff like that. Cool stuff. Divi project, if you're not paying attention to Divi, you really need to. Same with Matic. Matic is making some serious headways with stuff. I really think y'all need to pay attention to Matic. Not financial advice. Axie Infinity, they actually fixed their stuff, went live on their platform to fix everything that's been fixed. They've made everybody whole, etc., etc. They've updated their platform to be much more robust than it was before. And now that everything's flipped back on, everything's down, but it didn't tank, which means those who hold it understand what happened. They appreciate what they did, and they're doing everything in their power to make sure that it is going to maintain its pricing. I think as we see things run up, that will continue to get up to above all-time highs and then some. So mortgage rates, unfortunately, are high again, 5.81%. It's going to continue to run. It will not stop. So who wants to have some bad news today? Some bad news? Yeah, bad news. Coinbase is reporting selling geolocation data to ICE. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. Watchdog Group Tech Inquiry reported the new details about the 3-year contract with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Crypto exchange Coinbase Analytics program, Coinbase Tracer, will provide the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE. Is that another one of those that just got neutered? I don't know. Maybe it did or maybe it didn't. Yeah. What? Let's see here. Sorry. Why I lost my place. I'm live. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. ICE with data about crypto users, including historical geo-tracking data. So Coinbase is now going to be giving ICE information about your transactions. Oh, and where you are at, where you go, what you do. So the mobile device. Can you turn it off? I don't know. If you have it on your phone, think about this. Makes me also want to go figure out what other applications are being used on our devices that is also being reported. You have no privacy with your phones if you haven't figured that out yet. Doesn't matter what you do, what you say, it's there. The one thing about Apple, though, is that if, in fact, someone or something is listening to you, there's a little dot that shows up. The colors mean different things. Green means it's Apple just taking information about what you're doing on the device to make the device better and your experience better. Orange means it's a third party doing that, and red means it's a Big Brother. So if you guys have Apple devices and you have a little red dot shows up somewhere, Big Brother's listening to what you're doing. Just saying. Anyhow, according to, let's see here, the transaction history, according to a contract obtained with the watchdog. Okay, yeah. The contract adds detail to what is previously known about the 3-year deal between the crypto exchange ICE, or between the crypto exchange and ICE, the law enforcement arm of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS. The Intercept initially reported the news. Interesting. All Coinbase Tracer features use data that is fully sourced from online, publicly available data and do not include any personally identifiable information for anyone or any proprietary Coinbase user data. The spokesperson told CoinDesk. I don't, that's a little baloney. I'm sorry. I've, I've, uh, I've been in IT for a long time, more than 20 years. I've been in the crypto space and started mining in late 2011. Um, very, very early in the space. Those of you who are new, I have a technical background and understand some of the stuff really, really well. That's a lie. All of your personal data is very easily obtainable because you accept the terms and use of the application when you install it. And by installing it, you accept those terms of use. Sometimes it even prompts you, do you accept these terms of use? You don't read it, you say yes, and then they get to do whatever they want. I don't know if it's still going or not, but there was a group that built a pretty cool app that in the terms of use, it said that they would use your phone's CPU power to mine cryptocurrency when it's connected to the charger, so at night, and connected to Wi-Fi, so it wouldn't burn through your data on your phone. So if it was connected to Wi-Fi and it was connected to power, so at night when you're sleeping, it would literally follow the moon, so to speak, and it would mine millions of devices. Yeah, interesting. So anyways, terms of use are kind of important to pay attention to. If you don't pay attention to them, you're going to get yourself in a world of hurt. So I don't like TikTok. A lot of people don't realize this, that when you have TikTok on your device, it maps your whole network. So it knows all the other devices on your network. It knows what their traffic is and all that fun stuff. It's kind of, yeah, it's not very good. There's so many things out there like this, though, just for what it's worth. Our privacy needs to be looked at from a Supreme Court perspective. So yeah, Bitcoin dips below 19,000 in a broad crypto sell-off as Three Arrows liquidation sends ripples through the market. So unfortunately, Three Arrows overextended themselves, and now they are in the process of liquidation. Bitcoin slipped briefly below $19,000 on Thursday as losses for cryptocurrencies deepened after liquidation of triple hedge fund Three Arrows Capital sparked fresh worries about the stability of the digital asset sector. It's not really that they were exposed to the Terra Luna. They were exposed in a too big of a way. This is why I tell my customers who come to Aster Blockchain Consulting, which is on the bottom of the screen right now. I have a company where I consult. And I tell you guys and gals here on the show, and I really do get into some of it on the Patreon. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to crypto. And that goes to your device that you're holding everything on. That goes to, frankly, that goes to everything. The leading cryptocurrency by market value dropped to 18,914 according to Coinbase data before recovering to somewhat regain $19,000 again. By the way, the 200 WMA is 22,000. I think they're trying to actually force this to be down because today's kind of the last day of the month. I don't know. By the way, watermelon coffee. What are you guys and gals drinking? Throw it in the chat there for me. Anyhow, elsewhere in the market, Ethereum dropped 9.4% to just above $1,000 and is now down more than 70% year to date. Major altcoins, Cardano, Solana, XRP fell 6.5, 9.9, and 6.1 respectively. Cryptocurrencies have suffered a steep sell-off this year alongside assets like growth stocks, and investors turned to less risky investments in the face of risking inflation and a potential recession. People, we are in a recession. We are in a recession. If you are not aware of that, you really need to pay attention a little more on what's going on. From an economic standpoint, we are heading into a depression. I've said it many times. I'm going to say it for the new folks who are in the room. I do appreciate everyone here. Everything will drop off of a cliff, including crypto. Crypto may have already been pushed down a little bit ahead of time because they're pulling out of the markets entirely. Everything's going to fall off a cliff. Bitcoin will literally, it'll almost be like a candle wick that drops down and it'll come back. I think at least. When that happens, everyone will move into USD. USD will become poison to people, but they won't want it. They'll throw it away. They'll throw it away. They don't want it. Because realistically, folks, the dollar's been printed into oblivion. They printed more than 80% of the US dollar supply in the past 2 years. 0.75 basis points isn't going to cut it. They're going to need like 500 basis points or more to even start to scratch the surface on the inflation. Just being honest with you guys and gals, which that would completely destroy the entire economy globally. Back to the whole diesel conversation. In my area, diesel's $5.50, $5.30. It's expensive to fill it up. Imagine what the truckers are dealing with. Like above $2,000 or more to fill up a truck that they have to fill up every 24 hours. You guys and gals think that we're seeing price increases right now or just stuff not being on the shelf? Just wait. Just wait. It's going to get rough. All right, I'm going to run through the chat here to hey everybody. I do appreciate you all being here today. It is sorry, my microphone's being dumb. It is a beautiful day for sure here where I am at. Hopefully it is for you guys and gals where you are. But anyways, run through the chat here. If you have, again, questions, whatever, throw them in the bottom. And as I get there, I will try to address them. So I had technical difficulties, like I said at the beginning. I am sorry that I started late. So by the way, before I do this, if you've gotten this far in the show and you like what you have seen here, do me a favor and smash those likes. What it does is it gives it tells YouTube that you guys liked it. And it gives me the opportunity to grow the channel. So if you have not subscribed yet, do me a favor, subscribe. Even if you never come back, subscribe. I would love to grow the channel out as many people as possible to be able to have the content on here. It does help for sure. And two other things I'll say real quick as well. Check out my Patreon. And if you want personal, almost one-on-one, or even in a smaller group setting training or education, or want to know how to live the crypto life, even when it's down like this, check out Crypto Confidential. It is scrolling on the bottom of the screen and it is listed in the description of the video. There's an event coming up for Crypto Confidential only. I went and got a big old smoker / grill now, and I'll be cooking some fun stuff for that event. It's going to be very low key, kind of just chill, spending time with like-minded people, cryptocurrency related stuff, all that fun stuff. But it is for Crypto Confidential only. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to check out the education that's in there, the different news articles that come out with that, there's one that I've written for this upcoming next one. Check it out. It's right here on the bottom of the screen, and it's listed in the script of the video. That particular link helps this channel out, so share it on your socials, all that fun stuff. I would greatly appreciate it very much. All right, what's going on, Tom? How you doing? Appreciate you being here, dude. It is fantastic. Hope you delete your truck. I'm seriously considering deleting mine. What's going on, Joe? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being here today. Daddy-o, what is up, brother? I appreciate you being here today. It's a fantastic day for sure. Got Crypto Disposition. How you doing? I love it that you guys and gals are here every single day. It is a beautiful day, and I do appreciate you guys and everyone being here. Let's see who else we got here. We got Brad21 DMB. What is up? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, man. Love it when new folks jump into the chat. It's always fun. We got Bitcoin Country. How's it going? I appreciate you being here. Good afternoon. Bitcoin Bull. What's up, brother? I appreciate you, man. Yeah, nope. I was starting late. You're good. You're good. You jumped in pretty much at the beginning. It's good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. Busy Mountain. What's up, brother? I appreciate you being here today. Who else do we got here today? Yep. That is a good one for sure. Busy Mountain, you run a diesel? Fantastic. Diesels are great alternatives to electric vehicles. Anyways, good old diesel. I will always run a diesel from now on. I will not go back to anything else. So who else we got here today? I love it. Daddy-O, some people think that Cabal is in control. Enjoy the show. They are not in control. There is something else going on. Something else going on, and it is interesting to see. And if timelines are correct, which they haven't been exactly, people need to wake up a little bit more, I think. And I think it might get a little worse before things really get better. Anyhow, Tom, in California, you had to go through a small check every 2 years. And it was a visual, nothing else. It was total steal more money. Really? Just look at it or something? That's crazy. Bitcoin Country, I'm really enjoying this. If you know where I just retired from, you'll understand why I retired early. Bitcoin Country, I do know you did tell me. I'm grateful that you are out of there, and I am grateful that you are enjoying life. Please go live life for yourself. Go spend time with your loved ones and take care of you. It is fantastic. So who else we have here? I'm going to put this on the screen, but I'm not going to read it because of what's in there. Yes, those are all in question as far as the recent Supreme Court decision. Gloria, how are you? Appreciate you being here today. It's beautiful, beautiful day for sure. Bitcoin Country, or excuse me, Bitcoin Bull, you have ridden in my truck, and yes, it is a lot of fun. I do love it. I do love it for sure. It is a blessing to be able to have it. I wanted to buy another one, and while I was there trying to look at it, found out that it and its sister truck and another one had been stolen from the lot. So they're like, what do we do? I was like, well, do you have anything else that's not from the coastline or up north? And the one I had was the only one that wasn't. And I was like, well, it's great. And I drove a few of them, and the rest of them sounded normal, whatever. When I turned that one on, I was like, ooh, it's new to me. It's used. The guy before me did some stuff to it. I was like, I'm gonna look at this one. So it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, for sure. The crypto disposition. Yeah, the ice age, the mini ice age. Winter is coming. It is coming quickly. And yes, the earth is cooling. It's not heating up. While where I'm at, the temperatures have been insane recently. It's also been cooler too, which is not supposed to happen. Really weird. Really, really weird. Let's see who else. Does anyone? Oh, we got Kim. How are you today, Kim? Thanks for being part of the show. I do appreciate it. Sharon, what's up? Thanks for being here today. I love it. It's fantastic. Who else is here? Who else is here? Replace the 3-letter agencies with the People's FJB agency. Heck yeah, brother. I love it. Let's see. I'm going to keep rolling through here. And let's see. I look at Matic and sell ETH. Busy Mountain. Matic is probably going to eat Ethereum's lunch. And yep, Coinbase is not what we think they are. They haven't been. It's going to be crazy. What do we got here? We got Fatty's Bar. What's up? How you doing? Man, we've got a lot of cool, fun people here today. This is fantastic. Who else is in here? I am getting... Wow, it just dropped to the bottom. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's see who else is here. Rick, how you doing? Thanks for being here today. Johnny Mattis, what's up? It's awesome for sure. Fatty's Bar, when do we eat? Yeah, I'm going to probably do a brisket this weekend as well. That's pretty awesome. I love it. How you doing? Let's see. Geniolis? There we go. I think. Hope that's right. It is for sure. Are you? That's fantastic. You guys and gals are great. I love it. Love the chat that everyone has in here. This is for sure a fun. You guys are great. This is why I wanted to do this. By the way, as part of the Patreon, I do have a Telegram channel that is private to that. So if you are part of the Patreon, those of you in there, you know. It's fantastic. I love it. Jump in there. It's only $5 a month. It is definitely worth being part of that because I do take the gloves up out of a lot of stuff. Let's see what else we got here. The chat keeps moving. Makers 13, what's up? Appreciate you being here today. Let's see who else we got here. BC in the Matrix. Yes, sir. How's it going? I love it. Who else is here? All right, cool. I gotta run, guys and gals. Appreciate you being part of the show. I love doing these things. I love spending time with you guys and enjoying getting to meet you all and all that fun stuff. So if you're not part of Crypto Confidential, you probably should think about that investment. We're doing events. Gonna cook for you guys. Gonna be fun. Anyways, I love you all. Have a fun rest of the day. And like I said, there will be no Patreon today. I will unfortunately not be able to do that. But I'll be spending time with the kids. They have a swim meet tonight. Gonna have a fun time. Anyways, you'll have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed rest of the day. Take it easy.